sound savings and loan. Well, in the this was in the mid-70s. That was very hard for women to be able to do anything. You know, they couldn't go and buy a vacuum cleaner without their husband's involvement, you know. And I remember being down in California needing to rent a car, and I had to get in touch with my husband up here to get permission to do it. It was very anti-women, and in banking there were no women, and in any kind of positions except tellers at that point. And so when we decided to do this, we had to have a partner bank, and so we first dealt with Seafirst, and this man who came, he thought we were all nurses because the person who was the chair was in the Nurses Association, and incidentally she'd been on the school board during that time, and so she used to having trouble, yes, with them. And so he thought we were all nurses, and he was so scornful of these women trying to get in. It was just laughable. You know, we didn't do anything with Seafirst. We were more successful with Rainier Bank, which has changed. All these banks changed, you know, to something else. And the person who was head of the Federal Home Loan Bank here then was a good person, and he was very helpful to us. But we went through 5 persons in charge of this bank as we created it, because nobody had the full experience to qualify them to do it. And so somebody would be good at one thing, and then we'd have to get somebody who could do something else. And it really wasn't until the 5th person we had somebody who had enough background to really run the show. And then we merged with Washington Mutual after that. But we were able to help a lot of women and get credit and get loans, and then the bank started hiring women, and then they began having women on their boards. So within 10 years, it was a very different situation. And now, you know, you've had a woman who was head of Key Bank, somebody else was really high up in people and so on. It's very different, yeah. And so both in terms of the boards and in terms of the staff of the banks. Yeah. So I think that we really made a difference, and we were the only savings and loan, women's savings and loan in the country.